and welcome. Thank you for tuning in with Talk with You, the one and only Christian motivation broadcast, hosted by your one and only Joe Benjamin Georges. Hello, and good afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing today? Before I continue, I want to say my number one message. If you haven't received Jesus Christ in your life as your Lord and Savior, right now is the time and day for you to receive Jesus Christ in your life as your Lord and Savior. After that, once again, welcome to Talk with You. Today, I am coming to you guys, just like I told you guys on Friday. On Monday, I will be talking about children forgive your parents. We are in episode 92. We are going to talk about children forgive your parents. I took time on Friday to actually talk to you guys, talk to the parents about you forgiving your children no matter what they did to you, no matter what the situation, like they put themselves into it. No matter, how many times they disobey you, how many things like they actually did that you wasn't pleased, it is your job, your duty as a parent to forgive your child. Because you not forgiving them, is causing a lot of things to happen to them. So today I'm gonna take some time to talk about children forgive your parents. I know, I heard, I seen, I talked to many kids that are holding grudge against their parents. They grew up, they might be like in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, even in their 50s, and they haven't forgive their parents for something that their parents actually did to them. Just like you want your parents to forgive you, you have to forgive your parents. Forgiving your parents is like first test of adulthood and one of the most kind of forgiveness. We see our parents in our matter, in our friend, in our boss, even in our children. When we felt rejected by our parents and have we men in that stage, you know, we will feel that we actually nothing. When our parents reject a child, it make you feel some kind of way that you actually might think everybody else gonna reject you. You might feel that you are not important to nobody else because the one that you look up to, the one that you call your father, the one that you call your mother, actually reject you. Because of a mistake that you actually did, that you made, your parents reject you as a child, at that child, that your parents don't want to talk to you because of something that you actually did, or you say to them, or you say to somebody else. Some parents choose not to behave the same way with one child like the other one because, like I see on Friday, because of bad grade, they having bad grade in school. They're behaving bad in school, but something is happening that causing your child to be like that. It might be a simple thing. It might be you. But even if you feel rejected by your parent, even if you feel like your parents do not love you enough, they love your brother or your sister more than you. Sometimes it's the enemy that putting those stuff in your mind, making you think that your parents do not love you, making you think like your parents don't care for you. But that's actually not true. That's just in the back of your mind. You in the back of your head. Yeah, most of the time they are true. But I am here to tell you, no matter what your parents is doing to you, you should always be a better person and forgive them. No one is perfect. Just like the parents, I told you guys, no one is perfect. The only perfect one was Jesus Christ when he was on earth. He actually lived a perfect life. He didn't sin. He didn't disobey God. He did everything that his Father in heaven, our Father in heaven, wanted him to do. So us as a human, we will make mistakes. It is part of being a human. We will make mistakes. But letting our parents off the hook is the first step to around happiness, self-acceptance, and maturity. Here are some talk to help the healing begin. Resolve your problem. Resolve your problem with your parents. If you see that your parents is not coming to you, even if your parents did something to you, and then you see that your parents is not coming to you to talk about the situation, always know that you are the child and approach your parents and say, "Hey, dad, hey, mom, I want to talk to you. There's something that happening that actually been hurting me that making me feel some kind of way. I do not want to feel like that around my parents because you guys been taking care of me. I just want to sit down and talk to you guys about the situation." Some parents may not want to talk about it. Some parents might say, "Okay, okay, my son or okay, my daughter, let's sit down and talk." So you explain to them the way you feel. Explain to them. You share your emotion with them. You let them know like the thing they actually did to you is really hurting you. It's hurting you mentally. It's hurting you spiritually. It's hurting you physically. You feel like you're going to anxiety, depression, and you can't even focus in school. You can't even focus at work. You can't even like taking care of your own family because of something that your parent did to you when you was young. Maybe they forget about it. Maybe they just don't care. Maybe they've been waiting for you to actually come to them as a kid because you are the child. They've been waiting for you to come to them and talk. But the parents that actually want things to actually be okay, they would take time and talk to you about it. And then after that, if you are the one that have to apologize, you apologize, and then your parents apologize, and then you will solve the problem. You fix the thing that been hurting you. You will move the pain away from you. You will move the bad, like talk that you've been having to around your parents, your bad emotion, your bad character that you've been having to around your parents because you've been holding that against them. Just like I say, the parents been holding a lot of things against their child. They don't want to forgive them. So your parents did something to you. You've been holding that against your parents. You didn't want to let it go. So by you talking about it and find a result, and find a solution, and find a solution, it will help a lot. Second, develop ways to help yourself not to allow the same thing to happen. If you know that you live at your parents' house, you're still a kid, you are not an adult. Even if you are an adult, but you live in your parents' house, you know what kind of parents you have. Maybe your parents are very controlling. Maybe your parents, maybe they are not controlling. Maybe your parents, don't like things that you do because you still live at their house. You want to show respect. You develop ways for you not to allow the same thing to happen again. If your parents don't like you going to club and then you're somebody that love going to club, remember that you are at their home. You know, remember that you live with them. Remember that they are your parents no matter what age you are. You say, like, you know what? I'm not gonna club. I'm not gonna go to club no more because I don't want to make my parents feel bad. I don't want to hurt my parents. I don't want to make my parents, I don't wanna make them feel like, like they haven't done a good job. I don't wanna make them feel like a failure, so I'm not gonna do that. If your parent don't like you smoking or drinking, taking drugs, and then you've been doing it, you say, "You know what? I'm gonna stop that because my parent didn't raise me like that. I know what I'm doing is hurting my parents. Maybe that's the reason why, they've been acting like this around me. Let me stop drinking. Let me stop taking drugs. Let me stop smoking. Let me stop doing those stuff because my parents raised me as a child of God. My parents raised me very good. They didn't teach me how to do that. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do those stuff. If you have friends around you that your parents do not approve because your friend are the one that are making you act the way that you were acting, then you can say, you know what, that's not the kind of friend. Because if there were, if there was like a good friend to me, they was gonna, encourage me to not doing bad things because my parents don't like that. Even if you don't live with them, they stuff that your parents will hear you doing, they will know that you are doing. Somebody will tell them, or they will see it, on Facebook, wherever you are. They will, like that will hurt them. That will make them don't even want to talk to you. If you get locked up, they're not gonna do nothing for you. They're just gonna leave you in there. So find ways for you to stop those stuff from happening, stop the same thing from happening. You know, so always forgive your parents no matter what. Always forgive your parents no matter what, because forgiveness is something that is from God. Third, hold on to the good. Most parents love their children with, with surprising few expectation, but no parents is perfect, which mean that everyone has childhood, wrong, like bad. If we lucky, our parents were good enough for us to be able to hold on to the knowledge of their love for us and our love for them. Even in the face of the thing they did not, even in the face of the things they did that hurt us. You see? You hold on to the knowledge of the love that your parents had for you. Even though there's a lot of things that you actually did, your parent didn't love it. Your parent didn't agree with it. Your parents been very harsh on you. Your parents been very in the back of your mind. Your parents been very rude, but they wasn't rude about it. They just don't like the stuff that you actually been doing because they wanted something good for you. So always hold on to the good. Instead of you thinking about the bad thing, think about the good. Focus on the good. Know that your parents love you. Always remember that your parents love you, especially your mother, just like I see on Friday. The number one thing that should make you always forgive your mother, if your mother is the one that doing, that's hurting you, that's doing things to hurt you, always remember that your mother carried you for 9 months. She did not kill you. She did not went through abortion. She hold you for 9 months. Some of them 6, some of them 7, some of them 10 or more. So always remember that one simple thing. And I promise you, you will always find in your heart to forgive your parents if you just hold on to that. For your father too. Remember that your father did not ask your mom to go through abortion. He did not tell your mom, "I don't want the child." He did not, trying to support your mom to kill you. He support your mom to hold you, to carry you, and then he was there for you. So always remember those little things. Instead of you focus on, "Oh, like my father never let me do this. My father, oh, didn't like the girlfriend I had or the boyfriend I had. He gave me a hard time for the boyfriend I was dating, for the girl, I was dating, and stuff like that. I really don't like that." I wanted to have fun. He never wanted me to have fun. I wanted to smoke. He never wanted me to smoke. What is wrong with this guy, man? Blah, 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 blah. So instead of you focusing on those stuff, focus on the good. Hold on to the good. Hold on to the good. We move the bad away. We move the bad memory. We move all those stuff away. And I promise you, you're not gonna go through those anxiety, those depression, those suicide, suicide thing that you actually been going through. You might find friends, you might find people that went through the same thing that you actually went through when you was young. And then those people, they never forgive their parents. They, like they talking bad about their parents. Some of them even kill their parents. Some of them they in prison because of something that the parents didn't want them to do. They are doing it. And then those people are around you, or they are your friend, and they're telling you to do the same thing that they actually doing, to behave the same way they actually behave, because there is bad, bad role model and there is good role model. So you might have those kind of bad role model people around you, but you need to always know that your parents love you. Your parents take care of you. Your parents allow you to leave. Your parents feed you. Your parents put you to school. Your parents, like they actually did good thing for you. And then think about those crazy stuff that you are doing, then you're gonna see why your parents been very hard on you. Because the crazy thing that you are doing put you in jail. If you are somebody that's in jail right now, if you are listening to me in prison, wherever you are, think about the thing that you are going through right now. Then you're gonna say, you know what? I've been very mad about that little thing, and then I look the way my life is. I'm in jail. I'm broke. I'm in the street. I'm smoking. I'm in drugs. I have all those problems going on. If I had listened to my parents, maybe my life was gonna be different, you know? And then a lot of parents, they choose drugs over their kids. A lot of men, they choose a girlfriend over their kid. A lot of women, they choose a man over their kid. Let's say like the man tried to wake the daughter. And then the daughter kept, like coming to the mother saying like, "Mommy, your boyfriend or my stepdad trying to touch me. When you're not around, he comes to my room and asks me for stuff like that." Because I spoke with many kids like that when they explain those stuff to me, and the mother never want to believe them. They keep saying that, my man would never do that to you. You just don't want me to be happy. You just trying to mess up my happiness. This man is good to me. He's paying my bill. He's doing this. Why you trying to mess up my happiness? Some of you, some of them, they don't want to listen to you. Some of them, they prefer to let you. Some of them, they know the truth. There was one girl like I spoke with, like in Georgia. Her father was abusing her sexually, raping her. And then she kept going to the mother and complaining to the mother. And then the mother knew that the father was doing it. Just because she was afraid of the father is the one that been paying bills. She wasn't working. She was on drugs. She was smoking. She was doing all the stuff. She denied everything. She denied everything, even though she saw it happen herself. Even if those stuff are happening to you, find it in your heart to forgive them. We did so many things to God, and then God always find in his heart to forgive us. He gave his only begotten son to die for us on the cross. Today, I may not say too much verse, I may not say no verse today. I'm just like talking, just like I told you guys, this show, is not all about focusing, like saying verse all the time. You guys might see me come in live and like I talk without even saying a verse. But know that God loved us so much, he gave his only begotten son to die for us on the cross. We did worse to God than what our parents is doing. We did worse to God than what like than those stuff that we actually, your children been saying, been doing to you. But God always find in his heart to forgive me and you. And then God created me and you with his own image, not just the image, with everything in him. You should be able to forgive your parents no matter what. Most of the reason why it is good. Look, your parents are living their life right now. You are still stuck to something that happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, maybe yesterday. You are still stuck into it. That thing giving you headache, giving you bad dream, nightmare. You can't even focus at work. You can't even focus in school. You can't even focus. You in a relationship. You can't even, like focus in your relationship because you're dwelling on something that your parents been doing to you or your parents did to you. And then they living their life. If you look at your parents right now, they are living their life. They are happy. They're traveling. They're having fun with each other. They're not even thinking about those stuff no more. But you're dwelling on it. So you're causing yourself, you're causing your life to be miserable when the other person that you're mad at is enjoying their life. So why not just forgive them and then move on? Even if they don't want to do it, even if you spoke to them about it, they don't want to do it. Just know that you forgiving them, it's a way of you healing yourself. It's a way of you making your life better. It's a way of you being free from the stronghold that you've been in, that jail that you have put yourself into, that the enemy caused you to put yourself into because you've been stressing about it, you know? Fourth, the fourth thing, foster true separation. To forgive is not to condemn the bad thing our parents has done. It's not to deny their selfishness, their rejection, their meanness, you know, or any of the other misdeed, you know, or limitation that may attach to them. It is important to separate from our parents, which is to stop seeing ourselves as children who depend on them for their emotional well-being, to stop being their victim, to recognize that we are adult with some, we are adult, to shape our own life and their responsibility to do so. It is their responsibility to do so. So it doesn't mean that you have to forget all those stuff. Man, like if you're not able to forget all those stuff, always forgive them. Even if those stuff, like come back into your mind. Just always repeat to yourself, I forgive them already, blah, blah, blah. Because the enemy will do that, you know? Learn how to separate those stuff. Even though they don't see you as an adult. Even though you are 40, 50 years old, your parents still see you as a little kid. Because a lot of parents like that. Until this day, they still see that kid as a little kid. They still behave with them as a little kid. They do not see you as a mature adult. Just say, "Ah, he just dumb, that's the way they are. I'm not gonna let them stress me out." The fifth thing, let your parents back into your heart. After you do all those stuff, you forgive your parents, and then you try not to think about those bad things. You focus on the good thing. So allow your parents to be back into your heart because a lot of you had to remove your parents away from your heart, away from your mind, away from your life because you've been holding on to those stuff. You hate your parents. You don't want your parents around you. You adopted like another father figure. You see somebody else as a father, you don't see your real father as a father or your real mother as a mother. So let your parents back into your heart. When we do that, we can begin to understand understand the thing and the limitation they labor under, recognize the goodness in them that our pain has punished, has pushed aside. I'm sorry, that our pain has pushed aside. Feel some compassion, perhaps not only for the hard journey they had, but also for the pain we have caused them. You see? Let your parents back into your heart. A lot of you might cause your parents keep acting like that because your parents see that you don't love them. Because of that, they behave a kind of way because they say, "Well, you don't love me, so what's the point of me being a good father to you? What's the point of me being a good mother to you?" So they acting bad because you don't show them love. You want your parents to show you love, but you don't show your parents love. A lot of you kid, we do not, adult as well, we do not show our parents love. We don't love our parents. You forget that your parents are the one that made you. You forget that your parents did so many good things for you because of couple mistake. You forget that we are human beings. That is part of being a human. We will make mistake. We will do bad things. We will mess up. We will hurt people emotionally, physically, without even knowing, or maybe we know about it. So by you acting like that, you're causing your parents to actually act like they don't care. So you need to let them back into your heart. You need to show them compassion. You need to show them love. You need to show them that you have forgiven them. Even though sometimes the same thing keep popping up. That's what the enemy do. The enemy will always pop up bad thing into your mind to mess up your day. To make you, for all those bad stuff to actually keep coming in. That's what the enemy do. The enemy is very good at it. The enemy is very professional at it. You know? Some of you it might be a long journey. Some of you, your parents did so much things to you, especially raping you, introduce you to drugs. Some parents, they introduce their kid to drugs in a very young age, 3, 4, 5 years old. They're making their kid drinking alcohol, smoking, introduce them to drugs. And then now that you are, older, you are adult, you are going through a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of mental health problems, a lot of physical problem because of your parents, and then your parents is the cause of that because if they did not introduce you to those stuff, make you do those stuff as a young kid, you had no knowledge of what you was doing, and then now that you are an adult, those stuff are bad. You been holding that into your heart against your parents, and you haven't forgive them. So now that you are older, you're trying to do it. It is very hard to do it. So the journey might be long and hard for you, but you need to always remind yourself they are your parents. No matter what, I will forgive them. Especially if you are a Christian, you are a believer. You need to know that the Bible says you need to forgive your enemy, forgive, forgive your parents, forgive whoever did bad to you, do wrong to you. You must forgive them. So by you remembering those stuff, thinking about those stuff, it's like that's another process of you being healed. That's another process of you being healed. You setting yourself free, you healing yourself without even going to the doctor. You go to the doctor, they're giving you all those medication of what keeping you more in anxiety, depression. Because those depression medication you taking, they do not help you. They're keeping you in it because that's the way they make money. Those medication that you're taking for PTSD, suicide thought, and everything like that, they are the one that keeping you in it. Have you been feeling better? No. They're saying that you will never get over it. Just keep taking that medication, taking that pill. It's just gonna help you to relax. No, that's what a lot of you know, a lot of people like when they stop taking those medication, they feel better than when they are taking it. Because when they are taking it, they get worse. But when they don't take those medication, they feel better. Find in your heart to forgive your parents no matter what. Remember that you have your own life ahead. You're gonna have your own children, or you already have your own children. You have your own wife. There's something that say what goes around comes around. If until this day you still haven't forgive your child, God might let your own child to act the same way, and then to piss you off, make you do the same thing that your parents are doing to you, and then your kid not gonna forgive you. Then you're gonna say, "Why my kids are acting like that?" A lot of you, your kid are doing that to you right now, but you forget about you doing the same thing to your parents too. You forget about it, but when you think about it, you're gonna say, "Wow, I haven't forgive my dad. Maybe I need to do that. I haven't forgive my mother. Maybe if I just resolve that before they die, or maybe they're already there, you just have to forgive, to forgive them anyway, and ask God to restore your heart." A lot of you are going to family problem for both part. Like your is the parents or is the children. But if both part are trying to please each other, the family will be blessed. It's gonna be hard for the enemy to come in to destroy the family. It's gonna be really hard if the parents focus on making their children happy and their children is focused on making their parents happy. And then when you get older, you become an adult, and then you have your own children, and then you teach your children to do the same thing. The door will be closed for the enemy to not to be able to come in to destroy, because that's what he do. He come in to destroy. Today, I'm not gonna be too long today. You know, I'm not gonna be too long today. After that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for supporting my talk show. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the share. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the comment. Please continue to share my page for me. Let your loved one know, your friend know, and ask them to subscribe and to follow me on Facebook. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and I know God will double blessing you guys. I know God will continue blessing you guys. I love you guys. God is on his way. Jesus is returning back. So if you haven't received Jesus Christ in your heart, in your life as your Lord and Savior, Right now is the time and day for you to receive Jesus Christ into your heart as into your life as your Lord and Savior. If you haven't forgive your parents, right now is the time and day for you to forgive your parents. If you haven't forgive your children, right now is the time and day for you to forgive your children, because you don't know if you're gonna make it during the day, because you don't know if you're gonna die after you hearing this. You don't know if you're gonna leave tomorrow. Even if you make it during the day, when you go to sleep tonight, you don't know if you're gonna wake up. If you are listening to me like, I don't know, 20, 50 years from now, if you are listening to me tomorrow, whenever you're gonna watch this video, listen to this audio, right now is the time and day, the hour, the second, the season, the year for you to forgive each other, to forgive your children, to forgive your parents, and to accept Jesus Christ into your life as your Lord and Savior. After that, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye bye. Hello. Thank you for listening to Talk with Jew. We hope that you had enjoyed our show. And please don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk with Jew. If you have not done so, if you did, we just want to say thank you for your support.